If you're able to, the next drawing number 2 is going to be an outline drawing. So if you can use your pencil because you might want to erase. You can, if you want, depending on which object it is that you're drawing. We can just cheat a little bit, whoops, and draw around the object. I would prefer it if you actually drew it yourself. But the idea is that all you're going to do here for this drawing is that you are going to do an outline. So the line that starts in one area and there are absolutely no details on the inside. So you wouldn't draw that little black section. You wouldn't draw the details of the handle where it touches the blade of the scissors. Once you are done with that, you are going to drawing number 2 and drawing number 3 are going to be similar drawings. You're going to draw an interesting shape, and it should be an organic shape. In other words, not a square, not a circle. And then we are going to practice our shading. So I'm going to use, you've got a 2B, I'm going to use a 6B just because I want it to go quickly. Remember that you can use an earbud to shade. And you're going to be now shading everything that is not everything that is not your actual picture. So in other words, your background or the shape that is behind. Try to shade it in as neatly as you possibly can. And so that eventually, and you'll see on the slide, there's a picture of Svara's chair. So eventually you have a really nice, neat shape that is dark and a white object, if that makes any sense at all. I am shading quite untidily. You're going to have a long time to practice your shading. And so try also to make the shape that goes around your object quite a small shape. So in other words, don't have too much. In fact, what I could do here to make it even easier is to just make the shape go there. You don't have to follow the shape. It looks like I have. It can be sort of a semi-heartish kind of shape or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But if you make your shape smaller, you'll have less shading. Remember the difference between shading and coloring in. Shading is coloring in with a pencil, but it's also not only coloring in, it also sometimes gives depth and it gives form. So what we're practicing with this whole series of drawings is our different elements of art, and so now we're practicing the difference between a positive shape, which is the actual shape, which is the scissors, and then the shape that is not the actual shape, the shape that goes around it, which is the background. And just to make our life easier, I've asked you to draw the shape, the only reason that you're drawing the shape here is just to make your shading a little easier. Right, if you look at Svara's drawing on the slide, you will see that her shading is much more beautiful than mine, but I'm going to stop it there, and I hope that you've got the idea. So all of the background is going to be shaded in. Right, happy shading.